Right, guys, I am back. Had to do some shopping for the New Year Eve, so apologies for the delay. But now I intend to cast a few more games. I'll call the day off and enjoy the rest of the night. But now we are on once again Infinite Isle, and this is again an upload time by Albente. Now leaving a lot of space for the Albente, but this one is a little bit exception. For the first reason is there is Zirael, a player that is good to go. I mean, he's on intermediate level as far as I can say. And the other thing is the replay was a little bit longer than usual. And lastly, it promises tier 3 plays. Now, I mostly enjoy tier 2 play, like for example, lots of tanks, maybe some air units, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like to see Mirage tanks, Apocalypse tanks, King Gonis. I have to say I don't like Apocalypse tanks. They are way too slow. Same applies for the Kiros as well, but they always give this wacky feeling of like, hey, he has a Kiro. But anyway, it's good to see them. So let's see if the promise is going to be held. So we begin with Albante quickly capturing his dojo. Unfortunately, this dog fails his own mission. Of course, it's going to be very difficult, but the exit point is just, almost there, and just you can instantly capture it. On the meantime, Zirael is actually playing a mindful game. I would also consider destroying this garrison as well. Better get lost. Better destroyed before getting captured by your opponent. On the meantime, we see some infantry action happening, but not so much promising coming from the Zirael. Instead, he wants to rely on air support, and this is an odd power plant. Uh, why wouldn't you place over there, but place over here? You're leaving your base way too vulnerable. Of course, these walls are quite hard to breach, but Tengus can always land around here. Cause some troubles. Now engagement is coming from the Alventay side. The first Dojo Court takes its own share from the Vindicator bombs, and the numbers of the Peacekeepers are way too low, and of course, the garrison is destroyed just for the sake. But I think he definitely needs a multi-gunner turret, but it's way too late. Now Peacekeepers are running around barracks is being built, but this is not going to do very well. And they are now lined up perfectly for the Dojo Core to crush everything. And it's going to happen. All of these peacekeepers are now in the right shift mode. They sniped the Dojo Core. This Dojo Core is also low HP as well. Now the barracks is pumping some units, but where is the Vindicators? They are en route to destroy it. On the meantime, a bad macro for the Vindicators to drop all of the bombs on the low HP Dojo Core. And these Imperial Warriors are actually wreaking havoc around the base of the Zirael. Third expansion point is now under danger. And it's going to end very soon because multi-gunner turret is almost gets deployed, and there it is. Now all you need to do is just deploy this Peacekeeper into the multi-gunner turret, and that should be all. There's only one Imperial Warrior left, and that can be easily handled with a single Vindicator. On the meantime, Alvente valuing the side advantage of this observation post and captures it immediately. He now sees a lot. This burst drone is obsolete because he now sees this area without the help of the burst drone. Now Mecha Bay is being built, there is no Tengu on site, and this MCV is actually moving very close to the front lines. I think he wants to wall it off so that allies cannot sneak any kind of infantry and will be bound to the Vindicators and aerial support. So I'm going to place our wolves. Or is this going to be infantry push? We are a bit past of infantry push. Of course, all of this can change very easily and very quickly once he gets an ammo facility and also peacekeepers. Multi-gunner IFVs with the peacekeepers are a force to be reckoned with. Apollo scouting the tier 2 mecha bay already, and the first cycle reacts on site. On the meantime, Alvin is pushing himself to play with 3 refineries. Escorting 1 refinery all over here would be quite difficult. Now, Vindicators are taking a flight, trying to find a valuable and suitable target for bombing, but they can't find anything worthwhile. In the meantime, maybe dealing damage to this garrison can work, or maybe dealing some damage to this instant generator. After all, damage is damage, and it's always better to do something than doing nothing. Now, Zirael is waiting for the collector to reach this point to deal the splash damage, and I think this is the right moment. And both of the collector and the refinery takes the damage. In the meantime, Riptide joins the fray, but how come this Riptide took loss of damage? Why is this Riptide half HP? Now, Alvin just building lots of walls to buy himself time. But the question is, does he really need this? I don't know if he is going to do anything significant. We will see if he's going to do anything. One side, one more line, and more lines of walls are coming. And even Vindicators join to fray the bombing it. But here's the question: the moment when your army passes here, Alvin can always go back here, and that will be it. Also, this is lots of investment for just crushing some walls. I mean, why would you do this? Just get yourself Riptide and escort yourself all around here, and that would be very simple. You could easily get access. Meanwhile, he has all of these walls, and with the effort that he built all of these walls, he can actually forcefully sell for extra cash or quick cash for building units. On the meantime, Alvin has a very significant, sizable army, but he is absolutely doing nothing with them. Maybe he believes that he doesn't really do anything. He has advantage, not the advantage that you may rely on, because refineries are not destroyed, collectors are not destroyed. There's nothing else is happening here. The only thing we have seen so far by the Alden side is this sneaky Dojo Core, which still survives, but only is going to meet with IFP and some javelins. Now, Tengus are arriving and hightailing these Vindicators. One Vindicator goes down, the second Vindicator survives. Now, this Tengu Cloud is under attack, and most of these Striker VX is now on the ground, and they are ready to fire all of these Apollos. And one Apollo takes a wrong turn and gets destroyed immediately. In the meantime, we see lots of Tengus and Striker VX on the land, meaning they can't do anything. As long as this IFP survives, this army can get destroyed immediately. Now IFP fires some rockets on these Chopper VXs. Now also Apollo joins the fray. Now all of the Tengos now landed. There's some timing error coming from the Aldente. I mean, now what are you going to do? This VX is going to get destroyed, and you can't deal any damage to the Zero L's infrastructure. On the meantime, walls are being neglected and they are being destroyed. Speaking of being neglected, he is actually replenishing his walls. How much time do you think you definitely need? Now this Tengu makes contact with the collector, but now... Oh, we see him in Mirage Tank! Just like this one. Okay, nice. I mean, this Mirage Tank can destroy 5 of these Tengus as long as it keeps the distance. On the meantime, realizing the tier 3 threat, Alvin also deploys his nano mainframe. But here's the problem. He also can use a Shogun. For this, he needs to invest in Imperial Navy, and so far so good. Zuriel has only land army. His air presence is weak. I mean, he has only Apollo. He wants to rebuild, which is nice, but even though if you get, for example, when you're facing against opponent tier 3, you will definitely need a Cryocopter because, I mean, Mirage tanks are strong, but they are a bit glass cannon compared with the other units, so they will definitely need a Cryocopter. Cryocopter just makes things very easy for the allies. I want to see the monitor. Yep. Alvin has lots of cash and just feel very free to build it on, but in the meantime, happy hour is over and now MCD is forced to be deployed and Athena Cannon makes its way. Are you kidding? If this Athena Cannon move around here, that would be something. I mean, all of these rules will meant that they're built for nothing. There's absolutely nothing protecting Alvin actually. But of course, I mean, forcing your opponent to take a narrow path is something else. Speaking of narrow path, we see Fort Refinery and the Docks Core are being built. He really wants to have some Shoguns. Now, this observation post, see just how much HP. This thing has more HP than this thing. How is that going to happen? How is that possible? Now, we see some Tengus with point defense drones, but they are not going to be very useful in the meantime. But Wave Force Artillery is something, of course, to be counted with. And I think he can snipe this Athena Cannon, unsuspecting, and dealing damage to the observation post. I wonder if Ziriel can see this. Oh, not seeing this. Now I think he realizes that what's going to build that, what's taking the life of his precious Wave Force Artillery. Now, Riptide also gets sniped as well. Suddenly, this game is going to be, instead of a tier 3, I think this will be in a long-range artillery wars or some sort of arms race in tier 3 fashion. Now we see a very nice seaport is being built. Aircraft carrier is on the seas already. I wonder if any bombardment run has been done. Nothing yet, only Assault Destroyer, very humble. Maybe one Hydrofoil for absolute defense. On the meantime, we see the Fort Refinery for the Zero L as well, which is nice, but this Wave Fort Artillery is actually doing a lot of... Oh.
I'm out in the open.
Well, he still has the sight. Zero L, you have to be more careful. You should not donate your cryocopters just for shrinking an air Wave Force Artillery. In the meantime, I think bombardment run has begun, and now this. Okay, very nice. He's attacking the oil refinery, and these Tingles can actually. I think they can handle all of these aircraft to carrier drones as long as they're held in like hold ground position. They can do it. On the meantime, ooh, very nice. Yari snipes 2 of hydrofoils. Now there is no anti-air. No anti-air means 2 things. First of all, I mean, striker VXs can destroy you. The second thing is this refinery is actually very low HP. If only he made one more successful run, that would be much better. The second thing is the hydrofoils weapon jammer is just way too strong. Very incredible ability. Now Alvin loses 1 refinery and aircraft carrier gets his own veterancy. Not a very much earned. I mean, come on, this is just a long-range ship, and destroying a refinery is easy. And now weapon jammer is activated, and now Tengus are somehow accompanying it. I'm sure that he must have, at a point, what Athena cannon can do wonders for him. They're placing over here, and the Naginata cruisers will have to go back. And for the most of the time, I don't think most of the Empire players just don't go for the fortified fleet. I mean, Emperor's Rage is very good, Advanced Rocket Falls are good as well, but a fortified fleet needs, it's very nice, easy to access. That's something. And this Javelin is actually force firing on nothing, and this observation post still survives. I wonder if Zero is having some economical problems. I mean, at this point, I think he needs just a handful of Mirage tanks. Dolphin. I think you will be better off by having Riptides. I mean, why would you get Yaris? Hydrofoil just gets sniped immediately. An odd trade. I mean, Hydrofoils, if I remember correctly, how much they are? I mean, Yaris are 800 credits, and...
Ready, sir. Where's the trouble?
Okay, just 100 credits. Only for taking down the anti-air unit. But Hydrofoils, I mean, they are way too good. I like them a lot. Wave Force Artillery force fire on the ground to prevent any kind of attempts at being done. In the meantime, we see this Wave Force Artillery now moving back, try to dodge the beam of the orbital cannon, but sniped really well. But that was a mismanagement of the Athena cannon. I mean, if he did some reverse move, I think that would be much better for him. And speaking of which, he still has Cryocopter. This Mirage thing, is this a wrong rally point issue? Oni also on the field. Now we see the navy of Alvin is getting destroyed, but we see Yuriko. So 2 cryocopters. If he had 3 cryocopters, that would be something. That would be much better for him. But now Yuriko is dangerously close. Zirael, I don't know if he has noticed, and this garrison. That's not nice. I think at this point Zirael should definitely wait for Cryoshot or Cryogetter. Now the navy is still under attack. But the good thing is Alvin has... This is a very fat army, and I don't think you can stop this with Tengus. I mean, even if you have Cryocopters, there are 2 VXs, and all of the Tengus can just go around, fly the skies, and then handle all of the polos you can throw. See, that's going to happen now. Oh, actually, that's very nice. Now Yuriko is crossed, unfortunately. Now Tengus are rising one by one, and Cryocopters are now trying to not run, I guess. He's not caring, just attack move. Mirage tanks are moving for nothing. This Cryocopter better survive, but unfortunately not going to happen. Once again, Refinery is not being sniped, but Ore Collector is sniped. And now Navy of Alvin approaching, 2 Shoguns and some Yaris, which is nice. Fortunately, the assault destroyers cannot do anything else, but now this is a star rank aircraft carrier. Better not lose it by any means necessary. Where are the cryocopters? No, we don't have cryocopters here. We have assault destroyers and a sending cannon and some mixture of the tier 1 infantry to destroy the walls. Where are your Wave Force artilleries? You definitely need them, Alvin. Where are they? Now King Oni is also approaching here. These combos are just doing nothing here. And now Wave Force artillery is just taking free shots over units, and Zero thinks this is better off. Nothing further engaged. Last minute suicide attack, very nice. I think at this point Zero has advantage. He can actually tire down his opponent. Cryo shot also been used on the Shoguns and now destroyed all of them. But now Yuriko once again on the field. The trouble is very simple. He does he have cryocopters? No, he does not have cryocopters. Oh, that's not going to net. And why do you have Soul Destroy Black Armor on? They're not going to absorb anything. Uh-oh. Oh, please, no. Oh, no, I can bet to see. Instantaneous veterancy. Fortunately, the Navy is going to now destroy them. Meantime, MCV is being forced to go back. This Air Force artillery gaining their stripes by blood and tears. And still the walls are on, and this Wave Force artillery is just doing everything Alvin can ask for. Now Cryocopter is on the move and shrinking the veteran.
How dare they attack me?
But I think he will need more than that. Now all of the Tengus just decided to go for the jet mode, and now Tengu just they're doing nothing. Yuriko is now approaching this sea expansion, I suppose. 2 aircraft carriers, unfortunately, they just going to be killed. One Wave Force artillery gets sniped immediately, but that's not the veteran level one. One hydrofoil trying to survive. How is this happening? Bug alert. Yes. Now once again, Cryocopters just doing everything for
What's the damage?
Zirael and destroying the Yuriko, even tier 3. I'm sorry, even veteran level. Now, remember the hydrofoils that you lost to Yaris? Now, these are the moments that you will definitely need them most, but now these things can't do a lot of things. Come to think of it, they can only harass these aircraft carriers, but in a moment that they can always use... that's actually a very sizable navy. And Alvin is definitely... Oh, no, that was the cryocopter! The hydrofoil is on, but unfortunately it's a bit too late. Now Dolphin is trying to defend the hide of the aircraft carriers, but now all of these Tengus are now stunned by the EMP missile. I'm jealous of the Alvin, I have to say. Now this Dolphin is just shredding the... Ooh, this one. I don't think this one is going to survive as well. Yep. Now Alvin, stricken from his own refinery, he's trying to rebuild, but I don't think I would definitely consider that. Because 2 aircraft carrier is still alive, and Zirael is now playing the power move of making Chronosphere. But here's the thing, you don't need the attack right now. You're playing the Alvin strategy against himself, selling the Nanotok mainframe, and there is no sight of the Psionic Decimator. I mean, Nanoswarm Hide is just, joke if you ask me. Now, Yaris, feeding Yaris to destroy any kind of navy that Zirael wants to build. But after all, these are aircraft carriers. Now we see 45 days. I think this should be more than 15 minutes of the game. You would definitely need this before. Now he gets it. Now Zirael is building a Assault Destroyer. Now is a good moment for, I don't know. Nice dodging those aircraft drones. Now, at this point, I think Alvin should definitely consider his options and... Ooh, Proton Cannon as well. But everything is... here. The moment you lose this base, you will lose everything. But 2 Cryocopters is actually very nice. Also, this... just as you lost your own refiner, why don't you attack this one? It shouldn't take so much moment for the launch and attack here. Now, what was the Zirael going to respond? I think maybe re-attacking this one should be nice and fine response. Cryogeddon, but only 2 Mecha Tengus just get caught. The others are just chilling around, which is nice. At this point, I think Zirael should consider building Spectrum Towers around his base. And once again, Yuriko is just doing Yuriko stuff and destroying the refinery, gaining first tower. Cross command hub also gets destroyed. You could actually wait to deploy that one. Very nice. Spectrum Tower has been built now. All of the Tengus just go into jet mode and now going back. For some reason, Zirael wants to move his entire land army. Exception goes for this assault destroyer there and now going back. Only one IFV goes for the shores to defend his base. In the meantime, once again, we see a mixed, very little small navy, but I don't think I would consider going for Naginata cruiser. I would definitely go for Yaris because I mean this is Allies Navy and without rocket angels you just can't outmaneuver them. I mean Allies Navy is just way too strong on the late game. Now this aircraft carrier with half HP should be considered to be the target. And the torpedoes are not doing splash damage.
They will pay for this.
Are they doing it? I don't think so. Now
To your station!
Shogun arrives, but where are your Tengus? Once again Tengus are now reaching, but the trouble is, there is only 5 seconds left for the Chronosphere. The moment that he lands his own Tengus, it's going to be devastating for the Alventay because he can lose all of his Tengus. Just
They will
put
pay
them
for
over the
this.
cliff or something like that, and they will all.
We
be
can still
destroyed
save it.
immediately. Instead, he decides to use them on 2 Shoguns that line perfectly. I would consider maybe over here. I mean, this veteran level Wave Force artillery is something else. And now he wants to wrestle for the air. Very
Do not fear these attacks.
fast in second for real. Now Hydrofoils wants to join the fray, but I don't think that's going to make anything different. Now Zirael is really paying attention to his navy, especially aircraft carriers, and now they're doing the best. Now this multi-gunner threat, if micros well, I think it should be much better, but instead it's fed to this chopper VX and now it's destroyed already. 2 refineries are now down. In the meantime, Zirael wants to attack, and this Wave Force artillery is just doing once again what's supposed to be done, keeping and taking out all the units one by one, popping them from distance. I mean, even if you have 4 Athena cannons, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I mean, you can lose all of them. Depends on how you move them. Now, aircraft carriers are now bombarding this Shogun battleship, and Alvin is careless with them. But on the meantime, speaking of carelessness, this Yuriko, I think, can destroy everything in here. Now, Athena cannons are trying to hunt her down. Cryogeddon has been used, but that's a very bad Cryogeddon, I have to confess. I mean, what's it going to do for you? Now, Yuriko is just trying to dodge all of these orbital fires, but now there is no cryocopter, I suppose, so things are getting a bit more difficult for Alvin. Now, Seaport also gets destroyed. Now, can it reach over there? I didn't know that, but now I think flashes are coming for the Yuriko. I mean, every moment that she is not running away is a moment that she's going to take some damage. And kill goes for the Dolphin, and veterancy is granted already. There's one chopper VX here just enjoying the view of what Yuriko had done. 3 Shoguns boastfully proceeding, but there's only 1 minute left. So before they do something, they have to do in 1 minute, or otherwise it's going to be dangerous. On the meantime, now this is a bit risky move. Now he is stripped away from his production of tier 3 units, but now he can rebuild on his depleted dual mines. I mean, I hope he builds over this one first. Now Proton Cannon is under attack. I mean, I hope he's getting an engineer for this. Oh, I like this move a lot. I mean, it's not enough. Now, one Shogun just gets sniped, but there is one tier 3 Shogun. And now that's the dangerous one. Now, the other Shogun is already half HP. But still, he has a Chronosphere, so that's something else. That's a different story entirely. Now, the Dolphin is doing some sick moves and acrobatics, but I mean, that's not going to work a lot. This star rank Athena cannon is trying to move and kill all of the Shoguns, but well, time's up and oh, they have been destroyed. But still, I would consider destroying these units. I mean, these Shoguns can be dealt with one way or another. You have myriad of options, but oh, this engineer is also here. Now, here is the trouble. Also, defense bureau. This engineer tends interesting. I mean, I would rather hide, duck around, and find a cover if I get to see something like this. come on. Is this going to end with just one, I mean, two King Onis? From the looks of it. Yep. Wow, balloon bomb once again. And Zirel calls it out. I think that was a mismanagement of the Chronosphere. I would definitely consider, I mean, getting rid of that army as well. I mean, Shoguns, yeah, they are important too, but you can easily handle them with just Cryocopters. I mean, you can also handle the Cryocopters. I'm sorry, you can handle his land army with the Cryocopters as well, but come to think of it, just two Shoguns. And his land army was more expensive and more valuable than the 4,400 credits. But anyway, GG for the Zero and the Alvin Tay. So hopefully you'll see more games from them. And if you like the content, feel free to comment or leave a like or even consider subscribing. And until then, see you in the next game, guys.